1 part powder and 1 part water, and then adjust from there. So that's a good start. I don't measure the universal medium all the time. And for measuring the 3 parts, I just eyeball it. I'm not gonna use my scoop and try to measure it. You could if you want, it's up to you. I eyeball it until I just get the right mixture that I'm happy with. So see, that's much thicker, right? Mm-hmm. But it'll all come together. Oh, yeah, the yellow gets really goopy. But if I added just a tiny bit of water, stirred it some more, shake it some more, it won't be quite as goopy. Yep. Yep.
That is yellow ochre. Dirty, dapper yellow.
Yep, but
it's beautiful.
Baby poop mustard.
That's right.
And where's my water? So I'll start mixing it together. I want this to be a spreadable paste. And then I think that our canvases will be safe if we put them out back. So we'll just set them out in the sun. So the sun is gonna help it dry faster, but the heat will also help create those cracks that we want in our canvas.
Okay.
Yum. I can't find it.
So because this is a thinner, and we're going to apply it thinner on our canvas, we're going to get those fine little crackles. So I'm just mixing this up. I'm trying to break up those lumps, but you see they're breaking up really nice. Okay, so I think that's a pretty good paste, but that might be a little too runny. Actually, that might actually be pretty good. But I'm gonna add a little bit more powder to it, just to thicken it up. And now at this point, a little bit at a time, because it'll thicken pretty good. But this is still really runny. So this will be great for painting with. This would be too runny to stencil with. So I think that's good now. There's some body to that. See, that's a great cake batter. So we're gonna just move this off to the side. So think about your composition, you know. Just like most things that we do as artists, things work great when you work in objects of thirds. So if you're gonna do something like the one with the striations across of it, you know, try to think of thirds. Think of things that will just be happy for the eye. I like this. I like these. You can get these from the cake decorating supply, order them on Amazon, but these are cake decorator spatulas, so that they can cover the entire surface of a big cake really quick. And when you're working with bigger canvases, these are awesome. As far as application goes, I also prefer an offset. So the ones that have this little curve on them, these are called an offset spatula. And so if we take some of this, I can actually just pour some of it right onto my canvas.
You knew that was coming, didn't you? You knew that was gonna happen.
Yep. But now I want to just start spreading it out. So you can do it all the way if you want. I'm just thinking of composition. I actually think that's not bad. I'm going to bring some down just to feather it in. So now I want to smooth it out again. So this top layer, I for this look, I just want really as smooth as I can get it. And when I mean smooth, I mean like the surface tension smooth, you know what I mean? All right, so that's my top layer. Now that next layer where I want to create those deep cracks and those striations and stuff, now I need more powder because I need a thicker paste. And even though I want this to be thicker, I am going to add more water. I can add more clay, but I don't want to spray it into the clay because it blows up everywhere. So let me stir this up and then I'll add more water. And why am I adding more water? Because what's going to make the cracks?
Evaporation.
Yes, the evaporation and the heat together. All right, so this is getting thick enough that now this isn't going to do me much good, but I've got it good and started. So I want this thicker because I am gonna still want to add a little bit more water, but I wanted to wait until I got it mixed so that it didn't blow out all my powder, because it's, you know, my powder is, has a little price tag on it. But I do want some water, okay. And just randomly create some little grooves in here. And it's okay if they kind of intersect with each other.
And that won't self-level, that'll keep it.
If you don't have it thick enough and it starts looking like it's settling again, scoop it off. This is a great time now to scoop it off, put some more, add some more. But it's holding. Yep, it's not, I mean, it's not sharp peaks. If I wanted really sharp peaks like meringue, add more powder.
Okay.
But this is, as it dries, it's gonna create some really cool things. So, and then I just kind of want to very carefully kind of put this back into the background. So just the edges here. Just kind of smooth them back out. So I'm just kind of knocking just those little edges off just a tiny bit. And this creates just another element. Texture. Yeah, it's all about the texture. She my kind of girl. I love these little, like where I swirled it and it fell in there. I'm keeping that. It's already starting to dry a little bit there. That is looking good. That probably could have had a little bit more powder because it is kind of leveling a little bit.
But as it dries, can you go back in and give it a little more defined lineage?
Sure can. But I'm not hating this. If I was, I would just scrape it off, put it back in there, add more powder, and put it back on. Yeah, it's not going to hurt anything by doing it. But I think I'm going to just go with this as it is. The next step is when we'll start using some of the bisters.
Oh, that's a gorgeous
know
green.
how sprays work, don't we, Lynn?
Oh my gosh.
So I'm going to spray some bister in it. Yep. So this is walnut ink.
When it
It's
cracks,
tinted walnut inks.
you're going to see the yellow.
I think I'm gonna leave it.
Yep.
I can always add more. All right, it's gonna set it outside to dry.
Yep.
And then we're gonna come back and we're gonna start adding some more colors to it. We're gonna start filling in all the rest with some Powertex, do some brush work. We're gonna add, right now I could put some balls in here too. You can just use them individually, so you can actually pick these out and place them in places if you want to do them specifically. So these are great to add little details. So they are porous, so they will accept the bister. They'll take the color, they'll take the universal medium, things like that. I like to use them together. And the way that works really well is you start with your larger ones. And I don't care if some of them get out. If you do, well, pick them out and deal with it. Those aren't going to stick to anything because there's nothing there that's wet. Okay, I'll pick them back up later. Yes, those are large balls. These are the medium balls. So the medium balls are going to fall in the cracks between the large balls and start filling up. All right, so we've got some medium balls. Now we have our small balls. And those are going to fill in between the large balls and the medium balls. So what I was saying was, I don't care that it's, that's not going to all stick.
No,
I pick
yeah.
this up, it's
Oh,
going to fall
absolutely.
out.
Yeah.
But I'm going to let it dry. And then when I shake it off, I'll shake it off over a paper plate or something, and whatever's left is a mix of the sand and the different stones. So that's when it goes in my little stash container. So once you start building up a stash container, then you can just take that and pour the whole thing in there and let it just find its own spaces. All right?